Well, public affairs analyst Alistair Soyede joins me via Skype from the United Kingdom to talk about Nigeria celebrating 21 years of uninterrupted democracy. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast.
Thank you very much for having me. Good morning.
Now, I'm certain you listened to the president's speech this morning. He touched on a whole lot of things, especially stemming from the promises he made in the his 2019 Democracy Day speech, and talking about his stewardship, how he has been able to deliver on that. Talk to us for you from the gains he outlined, which was the most touching or significant for you?
Well, thank you very much. I think the president has shared what he believes he has achieved over the last couple of years as the president of the Republic of Nigeria. They talk about security, they talk about infrastructure that they have achieved. But the most important thing actually is people really want to see and value the protection of life and properties, which he highlighted. But again, is something that only Nigerians can absolutely confirm, bearing in mind what's happening presently, not just in Nigeria, but around the world. So there's quite a lot of argument there in agreeing that it is well achieved. But Mr. President had outlined that they have done very well for Nigeria, and being the president, he is definitely on track achieving his aim and vision for the country.
All right, so on the aspect of the economy, he talked about how agriculture is a key driver to the economy. And you would recall that in the 70s, Nigeria used to be one of, we used to talk about the granite pyramids. We talked about how well we performed when it comes to agriculture. With what is on the ground now, seeing that we are pushing for eat what we grow and grow what we eat, do you think that we are on the path of returning to what it used to be with regards to agriculture?
Well, we're on track, returning to what it should be, subject to if actually Nigerians are allowed to patronize made in Nigeria product, plan and grow what we eat, what we need. That all depends. If the government, again, have make it a necessity that all Nigerians should definitely patronize homemade product. But so far, as we have seen, for example, let's take the budget for the National Assembly, that they want to buy cars, and instead of buying locally made cars, well, we know we have companies that manufacture, assemble, and install cars in Nigeria, yet they decided to buy from foreign. So I think until when Mr. President makes an executive bill, by all indication, then maybe we'll begin to get to that stage. But again, yes, Nigeria can definitely produce what we need to eat and share with our neighboring countries. But again, the aspect is here, the issue of security, which a lot of people really want to patronize farming and agriculture. Distribution of the product that have been produced by the farmers, that's another issue, because when you produce, you need to take it out to the market. They need to be stored. And then the international community would definitely patronize us, especially what we're seeing now post-COVID-19. Nigeria should definitely be a leading producer of many products that farmers and agriculturists need and companies want to patronize and buy.
Now, you've been hammering on the issue of insecurity. We remember that you were once a presidential candidate. So what would you have done differently if you were at the helm of affairs, tackling security?
Well, Mr. President is a former military person, and he understood and knows what it is for somebody to be secure and fully being protective. And so as he is the president and we are the citizens, what I would expect Mr. President to hopefully do based on today's historic moment in the history of Nigeria is he is the commander-in-chief, and he has the authority, the power, the prerogative to do what the Nigerian people are asking for if there is lack in any of the ministries and any of the departments. For example, people expected non-performing military personnel, armed forces personnel, should definitely be retired. And I'm just hoping that Mr. President will key into this, because he is the leader and he is the supreme one, and do more for the benefit of Nigeria. And we have heard what he said about the northern incidents of people being killed in Katsina and Borno State. He commiserated with the families, but there is an ingredient here that he is the commander-in-chief and he can definitely do more. and we hope that he'll be able to do more to protect more Nigerians anywhere they are in that country. And if we're saying that the people who are doing this crime are not Nigerians, then please, we need to do something, especially if the armed forces, the ministers, and the DGs and the executive there who are responsible to protect life and properties are not doing it, then Mr. President has the strength and the power to be able to put them aside.
But he has said that the security personnel should sustain the tempo and build on the gains achieved so far. I wonder if you can talk to if we have made any gains from what you have seen, because he mentioned the fact that some local governments that Boko Haram held are being recovered. How can we build on all of that?
Well, if some of the local government have been recovered, which could be right, but only the people in those neighborhoods and those areas can absolutely confirm that that has happened. But again, to be honest, I grew up in Katsina, born in Katsina, and I'm a Katsina person. And it is a big surprise that people have been killed in Katsina. There is no way that I would have thought in Katsina people would be killed the way we have been reading. And there's no way that I think a governor would be able to sit down with people who are carrying arms to do what they're doing. So I think there is more that needs to be done by all indication, by all indices, that the people responsible to protect life must do more. And again, because of the COVID-19 situation, to be honest, it gives a lot of people the opportunity, because they say stay at home, for the security agencies to take the momentum and deal with the situation. And all around the world, people are more afraid. And again, what we have seen now with the global trend of Black Lives Matter, that every life matters. It doesn't need to say black, but in our own nation, Nigeria, everybody matters and everybody needs to be protected. So yes, there is a call. Yes, there is a need for more sustained and protection of properties and life. And these people cannot do it. I absolutely believe there are hundreds and thousands of Nigerians that can provide the services needed. All what Mr. President needs to do is just key into this and allow merits to come forward so that property and life and Nigeria can move really, really, truly and become a global leader, if not in the world, then at least in Africa.
Now, another thing that he touched on that I'd like for you to expatiate on is the aspect of recent developments with the issue of gender-based violence. There's been an increase with regards to the issues of rape. And just yesterday, a state of emergency was declared. But the president talked about how his administration has resolved, to tackle this head on. What are your expectations with regards to his administration tackling this?
Well, as I say, the president is always the president. He's the commander-in-chief. He's the father of the nation. And the unity of the nation is paramount in anywhere, and especially in today's day in Nigeria. And of course, gender issue, gender violence in Nigeria is absolutely something that has been there. But thank goodness for other social media or news being carried by establishment like yours and sharing what is happening within our community and our constituency all across the country. And I think it is right for what the president has indicated, the interest of the nation, to make sure that they foretell and deal with this situation. We have a brilliant country that people need to be protected, not just based on this gender, but at least they should be protected, and persecution should be allowed to take place. Not when we talk about persecution taking years to be handled. No, I mean, things should be done. Today we live in a technological world, AI, artificial intelligence. Things can be done faster than normal. And what we've seen is, again, COVID-19 has allowed us to really gauge what we can do with technology. People were told to stay at home, and they were staying at home, majority all across the country. So we have the opportunity to redefine Nigeria, take Nigeria to the golden technological era that we are in now, and allow things to happen. I mean, for example, look at Lagos-Ibadan Express Road. We thought with the COVID-19, people should stay at home. That express road could have been built if people really were keen in. So yes, Mr. President is talking in the right direction. Yes, I think the establishment and agencies should do what is right so that we can redefine our country and make our country really an icon and a joy for us, even Nigerians and people of our own generation.
Another thing he spoke about was the aspect of his fight against corruption, talking about how 1,400 convictions have been gotten and 800 billion naira recovered. Would you say this is a huge success in his fight against corruption, and how do we build on this?
I would say one thing, at least in that direction, that the people, the Nigerian people, the diasporan community, and people really studying what the word Nigeria is, and Nigerians really expected that to have been much more bigger. Why do they think so? Because when Mr. President was coming, people were afraid. You remember opposition, a candidate opposition, people were saying, oh, when Mr. President comes into the office, he's going to jail them for 50 years, 100 years, 1,000 years. That hasn't happened yet to anybody. So that means really is either he's playing politics in a democratic way, recognizing that there's a difference between politics and military era. And so he's playing the game according to the system rather than according to what he thinks he's going to do when he's in the office. So really and truly, we can gauge what the EFCC achieved last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago to measure and said, have they really achieved the mandate? And could it be because the EFCC chairman was not really been approved by the Senate? Maybe that's the reason why. Again, a lot of people say no, there should be more things executed, not just when people committed a petty crime that the EFCC is dealing with, but more should have been recovered. And at the end of the day, where's the accountability of those that have been recovered? What have they used those money for, so that the people can really feel it? And it's not sometimes that the people must see everything that the government does, because there are issues that are that are documented to be security issues and news, which is not for public consumption. But at least people should feel it. And I believe that the FCC can definitely do more than they're doing at present time.
All right, Alistair Sherity, thank you so much for speaking with us.